The Order of St. Hadrian initiated the Frames Oral History of Malawian People Living in Manchester, shortened Frames Heritage Malawi project. It ran from January to November 2019. On 16th November 2019, we had the end of project event. It was an exciting day. Here are some of the activities and talks that were there on the day.
Chiphaliwali to come forward, and also Mrs. Mandindi to come forward, Mrs. Mandindi to come forward, and also Miss Chimangeni to come forward, please. So these are our Ankhoswe, and I'm just gonna have like about 5 questions just to ask them about how the chinkhoswe is run in Malawi. So I'm just gonna call out Mrs. Mandindi to come forward, and also Miss Chimangeni. Yeah, you can have a seat, sir. You can have a seat. So I'm just gonna go through just a brief background of the people I've just mentioned. So I'm just gonna start with Mr. Bishop Chiphaliwali. Bishop Chiphaliwali is the overseer of Living Waters International Church in Manchester, and Mrs. Mandindi, who originated from Jamaica, is married to Alan Mandindi. She's a kin leader of different caches. And Miss Chimangeni is a published author, and having recently published a book entitled Whirlwinds of Daughter, which contains some folklore stories from Malawi. The panel will debate 4 issues that have been prepared to be asked by some members of the audience. So they will take 2 more adult questions about our theme of this year, the wedding ceremonies and marriages. So they have 15 minutes each anyway. Yeah, so they have 15 minutes. So yeah, therefore I'll be controlling the length of time. Yeah, so I'll just reduce it into 5. Because Bishop Chiphaliwali doesn't want to ask so many questions. But yeah, so we'll just go through the first one. So the first question is, there are so many people nowadays who would say they are finding it hard to connect with others, especially those looking for a life partner to settle within the marriage. In some cases, people have suggested using social media, such as Facebook, when one is looking for a partner. What would you advise on its use when looking for a life partner? And here, I mean, where are you looking to engage people to engage people you have never met?
Good afternoon. That's a very interesting question. But let me take you a bit back. In those days before the media was as advanced as it is today, there were forums that one took advantage of if you wanted to interact with people. Social interactions like in weddings or church or any setup where people meet, whether it's just a celebration of a birthday or something. You want to go there and see whether you can identify somebody and maybe click with somebody. But today, in our age, this generation, we have media which has advanced so much, and sometimes you wonder where we are going. But I think it's too fast. It's advancing very fast, and many people. It's got 2 sides. Some people have been helped on Facebook or WhatsApp forums where you don't engage face to face, but you just maybe exchange pictures and then you talk there. I have a small problem with that one because I do believe that the true clicking happens when you see eye to eye. Because there are instincts that God put in our bodies which work at a time such as that. If you have met somebody and you look them into the eye, if there's a clicking factor there, your adrenaline will just go up and then you click because you are looking at each other, and the inborn instincts that God has put there start working there. Whereas when you are on online, as long as maybe you are on a video, you can see each other, live video, conferencing, it could work. But the best is to do something like I said, come to a place like this one where people meet physically, or there is a wedding, as I said, in addition to the advanced tools that we have in these days. Can I stop there? Or have I given part of the answer?
No, that was just an absolute answer. Yeah.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's give a massive round of applause to Bishop Chiphaliwali. So, yeah, the same applies to Ms. Chimangeni. What's your view on that?
I think I have a similar view with Bishop here, like way back in the past. And this is one of the things that I've written in my book. People used to meet at weddings, they used to organize in the villages, they used to have like dance competitions, and people would go meet. And the sole aim of people going to watch the dances wasn't to watch the dance, but it's because they've seen someone they want to click with. But nowadays, as Bishop saying as well, I do sympathize, I do admit in our busy life, especially here in the UK, where Monday to Friday you're working, or Monday to Saturday you're working, and you don't have even enough time to meet people. So the question is, where are you going to meet them apart from start chatting with them on social media? So again, I also agree that it shouldn't just end on social media. After you talk, make the effort that you meet and then discuss the way forward, discuss what your objectives are outside the social media itself.
Yeah, that's. Are you happy with the answers, or? Amen. So let's just give them a massive hand of applause. So the next question is, would you say marriage is between two people, as they say? What does this really mean? Would you say marriage is between two people, as they say? What does this really mean?
Marriage is between two people, yes, because when you're meeting, it's the first people you meet, it's the two of you, you meet, you lay out your plans, what you want in marriage. So initially it will be for two people, but as you're discussing your future, in an African sense, it ceases to be two people. It becomes a marriage. We have a saying back home in Malawi where when a woman marries, they say that she's gotten married to the whole village, which means that you take on responsibilities that are not only yours, but that affect the relatives of your husband as well as your relatives as well. So marriage in the African sense is more of a communal thing, a communal being, other than the actual two people. Although when you're starting off, it's the two of you. That's how I view it.
Yeah, so that's Ms. Chimangeni's view. So let's give her a massive round of applause. Let's listen to Bishop Chiphaliwali.
I concur with her on several points. However, I will divert a little bit. When you look at marriage from a traditional perspective, yes, it becomes You start with 2 people, marriage starts with 2 people, but you will find that the village or the clan from the other side, let's say from the female side, will join in. They will link in, they will become like brothers and sisters and cousins and aunts before, because you have added one more family into this other family. So each side gets an additional one person. Now that one person pulls with her or with him the clan, because they will be involved in all your undertakings as you build your future together, the 2 of you. So on that note, because we, as she said, we don't believe, we brought up in a culture which is, we call it extended families. So my wife has got a sister, has got a brother, has got uncles. When they come to my house, they are looking at me as their own. Okay? In that sense, traditionally, from our African perspective, yes, marriage becomes a communal kind of setup. That's why when you have problems, many people, when you fail to solve problems in your family, you run to your uncle or your Ankhoswe, who is, you would say, in that context, they are a third party to the union that we are talking about here. But they will be heavily involved in trying to solve those problems if you have any at all, which you have failed to solve yourselves. One. That's on the traditional side. When I take you from another perspective, which is the biblical or the Christian belief, it is said that, and it is believed that marriage is between 2 people. The third person is the one who instituted it, which is Jesus Christ or God himself. When he put Eve and Adam in that garden, there were only 2 of them. And the only third party was him. So when you look at it from that perspective, you find that it becomes more of the 2 people than the communal side that we've been talking about here. However, there will still be a connection to the third party involvement, like the church where you might have been blessed, or the community you belong to, because you become ambassador of this club called marital status, which is married people. So you join them because you have joined that club. There will be some things you will not be going to because it is not for you. In that sense, there is a community that you get connected to, and they will be in one way or another involved in your affairs as a married couple. So in that sense, it will still remain yourself, the 2 of you. And you are even told in church, when you have a problem, don't take it to Ankhoswe first. Take it to Jesus, who instituted it. And when you pray, when it has all failed, that's maybe when you need counselors to come and help you. So there are 2 sides there. The communal one and the Christian one. Amen?
Amen.
Thank you.
Let's give a massive applause to our Bishop Chiphaliwali. So the third question is, a lot of friends struggle to balance their life, especially if they are married. In fact, some have said they find it hard to make adjustments, and therefore they would continue living even if when they are avoided. So what would be your advice for married people on how they should conduct themselves? Are there any etiquette? Mr. Chimangeni, please.
I think the main issue is time management, which we all fail most of the time. But when you committed to your partner, you need to make time for the both of you, and you need to really stick to that. The rest for me is secondary. Anyway, I think Bishop also mentioned let Jesus come in as well to help you with that. But on a personal issue, I think the main issue is time management. You talk to each other and discuss how you plan your time. There are so many trivial issues. I'll mention one: WhatsApp, Facebook. that people spend like hours texting friends, and you know, there's so much happening like in Malawi at the moment where you forget even your life, you just concentrate on this social media. But I remember I read an excerpt from Mrs. Chimpango, who said 2 weeks ago she decided to leave her phone for 2 weeks, and she was amazed at how much time she had. So it's all about time management and prioritizing what you're doing in your life.
This is very interesting. When people say they struggle to balance things in their marriage or in their union, it's understandable, because I will take you back. I always refer to when you first met. The first thing that you did to each other, what happened? How did it click? That's your burning bush. You start from there. And every time you have a problem, if you can remember exactly, two people coming together for the first time and it clicks between them, the hugs that are there, the that are there, must always be remembered. Okay? So the Bible calls it, don't forget your humble beginnings, or don't forget your first love. Okay? So many people struggle. When they have a problem, they forget where they're coming from. It is better sometimes to remember. That's why we celebrate anniversaries. Don't just celebrate the years. Celebrate even when and where you are coming from, how you started. Number one. Number two, many struggles. I am a personal, or I can say I am a living testimony of these problems people face in marriages. My first marriage didn't work. Why? I can share with you because it's no longer a secret. Like my sister here, writing a book on those things I have observed. Marriage has a language. I like that silence. If you go to Tanzania and you do not speak Swahili, which is the national language there, and you speak Tumbuka or you speak Yawo from Malawi, the first thing you need to do is to learn the language in order to interact very well with those people, especially if you want to stay in that country. Let alone if you want to actually marry or get your partner from there. If you do not learn a language that you need to use in your day-to-day communication, because communication is key. Just like time management is key, communication is key. Have you not heard people in the same house 2 weeks, they can't speak to each other? They speak, if they have got children, they will speak through the children. Go and tell your father, there is no food here. And you go and tell your mother, I don't have money. When did the child come into this arena where she must be a tool for you to talk to each other? There is a problem. Why? Communication aspects have been lost. Why? You have not learned the language of marriage. So a lot of people, if you ask me what language is it, for example, I'll give the example of my culture. In my culture, marriage has a language, and that language is Ngoni. We are Ngonis by tradition. Right? Ngoni believe that a woman, it's not a good tradition. We are actually phasing it out because it is very unfair. We believe a woman should not talk to a man or a husband standing up. They must kneel down or sit down. Okay? It's accepted up to now, but we're phasing it out because people are abusing it or they are overusing it. Yeah? So there are so many intricate things, small things that you need to care about. That's the language I'm talking about here. For example, if you want your husband to be or to do something that you would never imagine him to do to you as a woman, look at their culture. What is it in their culture that softens? Ngonis are very harsh people. They are warriors. Now, you get married to that kind of person, you must know, how can I get to his heart that he can buy me a car? 3 things. In the language of Ngonis, 3 things will build a marriage. If you want your husband to be at home, 1, he must have toga, which is the pele, or gombot in South Africa, almost every week. There must be toga in the house. Or kape, which can be translated as the Ngoni is like beer. But it could be beer, it could be toga, the normal one, the mild one. Okay? Number 2, Ngoni is like nyama or meat, roasted meat. Mtwaza. Right? So if you know those intricate things that to get to my husband in his culture, this one can soften up. If I bring him manina or mtaza and then kaperia popo, and then you must be available, be there. Because when he's doing those things, he take kapara here, he take kamtwaza here, and he wants to touch you here. Yeah? So you got to be there. Now I'll give you a story in the Bible of a queen who lost out. She was unceremoniously kicked out of a palace. Why? She forgot the language of marriage in context with her husband. Queen Vashti, yes. The king was happy. He just wanted to be happy. He was merry. He called his people to show them how happy he is, how strong he is. And he said, come. Let's rejoice. Okay? So, and then he called for Vashti to come and dance. She refused. That's how Esther got entry into that palace. You can lose a marriage. Your marriage can go on rocks or break because you have forgotten to entertain the things that matter. They are not big things, very small things. So, in short, what I'm saying is, you must learn the language. What is it that marriage is all about? Because many people go into this thing called marriage simply because they think they've come to an age where they have to get married. Oh, your friends are getting married, so you better get one. You shouldn't get into marriage because of that. Get into marriage when you yourself feel like, I think now I am responsible enough, I'm mature enough, I can stay with somebody. Even if we have 50 differences, I will still be in that union. When you have come to a maturity level to understand that she is coming from somewhere, maybe 40 years before I knew her, we only knew each other 3 weeks ago. You do not expect things to balance quickly like that. That's a language. Persistence, and patience to learn each other and compromise the differences. Let me stop there for now. Thank you.
So let's give a massive round of applause to our Bishop. So we have learned a few things there. Time management, persistence, patience, communication, and love. Language of marriage, isn't it? That's right. So the last question is, are there some qualities one should look for women in a man and for men in a woman they want to marry? Are there some qualities one should look for women in a man and for men in a woman they want to marry? So, I would give Ms. Chimangeni to answer this.
Qualities in a man, I think I'll start with what Bishop said, maturity. You need to find a man who is mature in the brain, who would, they should be intelligent enough to be there for you, to help you to make decisions. Because, of course, I think there's the two issues here. There's one where they say man is the head of the house. So you don't want the head of the house to be weak. So you need a man who's mature. Of course, some people will disagree here because these days we talk of equality, but still you need someone who will be mature enough that we could discuss issues together. I'll mention this as well. Okay, finances, because sometimes finances become a big issue in the family. So you make sure that when you're getting married, you have someone who is financially stable. I think maybe people might disagree with this as well, but I think that's, again, one of the good qualities of a man. There are other bonuses, good looking, etc., etc. You can add.
Oh, yeah, so let's give her applause.
Yeah, let's give a massive applause to Miss Chimangeni. So let's listen to our bishop.
Qualities of a man or qualities of a woman you want to marry, they are varied, they are plenty. But you don't want to have the whole list. You choose the most important thing that will be part of your materials for the foundation. In the Bible it is said, unless God builds a house, they that try to build it will be wasting their time. So that tells you that there must be an external force that you need to incorporate when you are building your marriage. Yeah? The upper force. And then, of course, you have the seniors who have been in this union before you, before now. They have a lot of experience. Get advice from them. Okay? Now, how will you tell that this person has been shaped enough, have been equipped enough, has gone through the fair furnace that they can now stand here? Okay? I'll just give you one tip. You look at a person, you like them facially, everything else is clicking, and what you don't know is how do they react to the opposite of what I'm feeling right now. It is all well to smile at each other and hug each other. It is all well because everything is well. That ends well. All is well, that ends well. But let's say, how does he behave on the flip side when things are not like they are now? If you haven't discovered that, you better discover before you can say, let's get into this. That's what dating is all about. That's why our friends here, they will go mountaineering, they will go swimming, they will go to places to just see how she or how he reacts to things which are hostile. Because you will meet them. Now, when the simmer is there, when everything's okay, it's okay. When nothing, hey, now what? You see, it's changed. So, qualities of a man or a woman, I believe, is a thing that you yourself must discover. If you see that this person is short-tempered, you can't change that. They have grown up with that. For 40 years before you met them, they have been short-tempered. Their fathers and uncles have failed to change this person. How are you going to change that? You have to find a way to say, okay, I will make sure when he is angry, I do not give him back what I'm getting. I give him the opposite. Because opposite sides work better than like terms or like sides. Okay? So you look at colleges where, how does he behave when there are people? There are people who just want to talk even when there's nothing to talk about. They just want to talk. When they see people around here, they want to be heard. Even if what they're saying is trash, they still want to be heard. You know that this person, there are people not from. You will not be having, sleep in your house, he's talking or she's a talkative person. Or he is a talkative person. You can tell from your time of dating. If you see those, you will know that there's a quality that's missing. I don't want somebody who's just going to be talking. How do they talk when I'm not there? And what will they be talking about if I'm not there? There could be a gospel. So you look at intricate things which build marriage. Be gentle, be meek, be loving, be giving, be generous. Sometimes yesterday she asked me for a £10. Today she said, oh, I forgot yesterday to tell you there was also this, hey, you, I paid you a bull. Okay, things like those. That's not good. You must know that there will be responsibilities that you have to disseminate, that you have to display. There will be accountability that you have to show that you are a man, like she said. Get established. There are a lot of people going through these things without even no preparedness at all. They lie, no. God has given you time to build yourself before you meet your partner. Do that. Don't quit school. Get yourself as well established as best as you can. When you meet your partner, you just and you'll be powerful together. She comes with 50, you come with 50, you will be powerful together. No. Yeah, I will be asking for, or I'll be looking for a job when I get. Please. I want my daughter to go to a house and she'll be saying, so what is it I'm going to buy here? Everything is already here. I want my son, to have everything. Or when the daughter of whoever it is coming to my son's house, she must be saying, hey, Papa, you have everything. So take those things you want out and bring in whatever you want to bring. And she will say, I have a lorry full of stuff outside as well. That's better that way. Because then nobody will be shining against the other. Nobody will be, compassing themselves. No, she brought in, I brought in, because we met when we were established. Don't get into this thing without getting ready. They will chase you away. Hey, you came here, you want to eat my money. Out. Sorry.
So that's the, let's just give a massive round of applause to Bishop. That was our last question, and they've just summarized about the qualities of a man and also the qualities of a woman. So it's up to us. So I will just summarize about the financial muscle. The good looking is just an attribute, and also the we have to establish the education before we get married, and also we need to know the other person, how he reacts behind the curtains. Because on social media, like now, our life evolves around the social media. We are very good at smiling on Facebook, Instagram, and all that, but we don't know what happens at home for those people who are very good at smiling. So we just need to watch out. So let's just give a massive hand of applause. Just need to give a massive thanks to Dr. Chiphaliwali and also Ms. Chimangeni. They've been wonderful. They've been amazing, to be honest, because I've learned a few. Most of us, we have also learned something here. Amen. So let's just go on to the next thing. So I'm just gonna call out. So let's just give a massive hand of applause as our Ankhoswe as they are going down. Yes, so the next thing coming up is the second dance from Sandra. As we all know, we have enjoyed the first performance, so the next thing coming up is also Sandra.
Thank you so much for watching. My name is Charles Lehman Kachitsa. For further information, visit our website www.framesheritagemalawi.co.uk. You can email us on info@framesheritagemalawi.co.uk, or you can also find us on Facebook, on our Facebook page, on Twitter, or on other social media.